Hey Ranger Nation, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be looking at Evox the figure, and I've got to admit, I really want to know what this sounds like in the key. I saw this one when, I think I talked about this when we saw them all about last year, whatever, so I was quite excited that we got Evox. So let's just jump into it. So if you like this sort of content, then hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, as well as that cheeky notification bell. And while you're down there, why not leave a comment on the video and tell me what you think about this figure already. But without further ado, let's just jump straight into it. First of all, we've got this lovely kind of window display here. We've got the figure, we've got the staff, which reminds me of Visionaries. I'll probably mention that later. And then we've got the Morpher X key and a picture of Evox there. So on the back, we have all the Rangers from the wave. We've got Evox standing there. We've got Evox adding a key to his arm, and obviously it put in there. So, without further ado, let's open up this bad boy and have a look inside. And here we go, here's Evox, and I've got to admit, it looks really kind of decent, the figure. He looks quite heavy as a tank, and I can see why he's going to be coming back. I just really love the design. I don't know if this is an original design or if this is from Go Buster. Let me know down below in the comments if you know if it is or not. So let's have a look. Now, I do think that he could have been painted a little bit better, mainly because of here. It just feels like there is nothing there. But the top part, you can see the kind of data, like information or whatever it is, or circuits. Then you've got red eyes. I always thought his face was a little bit higher. This looks like from Bane, basically. But I really like this kind of aesthetics. Looks really cool. You know, his chest, which again, a blast can come out, I think. No, it looks like it could have a blast. I think that would be awesome. And then again, you've got the kind of circuits right there. It does just remind me of a Visionary. So if it was Toei, they could easily have watched Visionaries. Or if it was guys at Hasbro, Visionaries. That's all I'm getting from this. This is literally all I can get from it. Looking down here, again, I like the red. I think that works really, really well. And again, his gauntlets look spot on. So coming down to the bottom here, I really like this part. I think it kind of adds to it. It looks like he could have like blasters or something to add to it, but who knows? Maybe in the next series he does. So they got the black coming down here. This I think could have been painted a little bit. I think that would have been quite nice. But apart from that, like even when you look here, like it does look like the staff, like there could be more stuff on the staff there. That I think would work quite well, but for what it is, not bad. And then very quickly, we've got his boots, and you've got reds there, which look fine. Spiked there and there, and again, yeah, it looks fine. Like really nothing there. I think it's more detailed than any of the figures that I've seen from the Beast Morphers line. I think they look quite cool. And then you've got little parts there. And then you've got the spikes. Again, remind me kind of Christmas shoes. Again, for some strange reason, figures when they're facing forward stand up perfectly, but this one falls over. I don't know why. So let's have a look. These things here look kind of awesome. I just really love the design. Yeah, it feels like they're adding more to it rather than just kind of leaving it like normal plastic. So it kind of makes me kind of happy on this one. And then we can see just underneath this giant piece of metal, what it's meant to be, it's actually plastic. So don't be thinking like, oh, it's a metal part. It's not. You see the kind of like funnels, maybe they could be blasters or something like that. But so far, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just part of the costume. But it works kind of well. On my one, I noticed there's a little bit bits of glue on it, so maybe it's not being cleaned up, but I'm not really bothered about that. So yeah, here's the back of it. Again, I really like this kind of sells it a tiny bit, but I really like the fact that it's not just plain. There's actually detail that they've raised on it. And again, just here you have like kind of like metal parts coming off, or when it's meant to look like metal. Again, disclaimer, this is all plastic. There's no metal parts, in case people think, oh, it's full of metal, I really think it's cool, and come back and be like, you lied. But yeah, gauntlets look fine. Gauntlets look awesome. The spine here, I really like the fact that they've added that in. And again, you've got some detail around here too. That is absolutely spot on and really makes the figure stand out. This is what annoys me. I'm going to show you something, right? So that falls back there. Why? Just why? Again, same position, falls back. Not doing anything, falls back. Why? Anyway, Here you've got the kind of like piping. It's all joined, so it's not moving about fine. You get to see the back of here, and then you've got like, it looks like an Iron Man helmet just there. At the top you just got the blade, and it looks fine. Yeah, it looks cool. Hey, it stands up. Let's have a look at the articulation test. I really wish his feet moved a bit, so we can see that they move around like so. Like that bends. Now, one thing I really don't like is that because this is kind of really hard-ish plastic, it doesn't move back. The leg moving there, you can't really do stuff. So I think Hasbro really have dropped the ball on that one. I would have much preferred to have him posed, because you can't move the legs. I think that's a bad thing. There's no movement in the torso. The arms move all the way around. They don't even move out, which I hate, and the hands don't move. Again, you can't really do anything because this blocks here, and that's a really bad thing. But at least his hand moves there. And finally, the head doesn't move around because of this. I think that really kind of, like, even like posing it to look down, it's very hard. So he's meant to just look straight on. I think that is a huge downfall for this figure, but we'll kind of wrap it up. Let's have a look at his staff. You can see here, it looks, again, very visionary. There's no detail, which I think is a very bad thing. I think that you could have put maybe a tad bit in there, which would have looked even better. But right now, there just doesn't seem to be much. I think they kind of made it want to look like Lord Zed's staff as well. But I think that they could have been a little bit more detail. Maybe have a little bit of blacks around there just to kind of make the symbol kind of stand out, which I'm guessing is a skull. Even if it was like having this white as a bandage, and that's about it. But let's also look at the key. So I'm kind of excited. Here we go.
Nothing can stop me. The Morphex is mine. Nothing can stop me. Not today, Rangers. Nothing can stop me.
Okay, that is very poor. I was expecting at least another sound rather than nothing can stop me. And also the key is kind of really loose. The look of it though, I really think it looks cool. You know, like I'm guessing that's meant to be a circuit there. The eyes, the yellow, it looks really nice. Out of all the keys, that one looks great, but I don't like the fact that it's really kind of really loose. You know, it looks cool, but again, like that, all the others are being like ridiculously hard to kind of move. So like, say for example, we get steels, like that is really hard to kind of move, and that kind of does it. But that, move it around really easily. I think that is a bit of a pain thing. But yeah, let's wrap this up and I'll give you my thoughts. And there we go, Ranger Nation. There is Evox, and I've got to admit, the figure looks okay. I think maybe a bit more kind of paint would or detail would have been perfect on it. But I really don't like the fact that he can hardly move. It's just there for him to kind of stand, and if you're going to pose him with the other Rangers, then it'd be easy enough just to have him just stand there. I would have liked a bit more kind of articulation here. Let's just try one thing. It's like, if you can't, yeah, like if you could move those aside, I think, then you could actually move him properly. I think that, you know, the back of the figure here could be better, only because like, if you want to move his legs a bit more, that's absolutely fine. But for what it is at the moment, you don't get that much for it. It looks impressive, don't get me wrong, but I think there could be a lot more. Also, I was very kind of gutted on the whole key thing, because I generally thought you'd have a bit more lines than just one line, and then goes into if it was Scruzzle for it. Or not unless that was meant to be Evox like straight away. But for what it is, that was kind of a massive letdown. But yeah, I think that's roughly about it. If you're collecting the entire range, then get him. Like, you know, I'm going to try and get all of them now. But I think for just getting him on his own for maybe a bad guy, then I probably would just kind of like not bother. And that's a shame, because I really like the rest of them. I think that they're really nice figures, but I think he is a massive letdown. And I think that maybe in the future, if Hasbro were going to do something else, maybe make the bad guys more articulated, I think that's about it. But yeah, I am going to leave it there, Ranger Nation. What are your thoughts? Are you going to get him? Are you going to pass on him? Let me know down below in the comments. And if you've liked this video, then like, favorite, comment, and subscribe. Check that cheeky notification bell to be notified when more videos drop. And as always, Ranger Nation, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.